Welcome to creating a Scala project. After completing this lesson, you should be able to describe how to create a new Scala project, outline how to add external libraries such as Spark to your project, and then open the project inside of Scala IDE. To create a new Scala project, create a directory somewhere on your disk. And at that point, you're going to want to edit a new file called a build.sbt. Inside of that file, you only need three things. First of all, the version of Scala you want to use, the name of the project, and finally, any dependencies that I may want to add to my project, such as libraries that may come from other people who created them that you want to leverage inside of your project. To do that, we add the library dependencies. We give the group ID of who created the project that we want to use, the name of the project we want to pull in, and the version of Scala with which it is being used. And then finally, the version of the project itself that we are going to be leveraging. Once we have these three things, we have the basis of an entire project in Scala. And now I type activator to start my activator session inside of this project. And instead of bringing up the web UI as we saw earlier, because it knows it's inside of an SBT project, it will start a build session inside of that project. When you receive your prompt, which is this caret right here, you can now start typing in commands. Commands in SBT are commands such as compile, to compile all of the source inside of the project. You can also run the test command, which will run any tests that you have inside of your project. Or run if you have any classes that start up a JVM and an application. In this case, we don't have any source yet, so there's nothing to run. In order to open our project in Scala IDE, first we have to make sure that we have the Eclipse plugin added to our Activator project. To do that, we have to leave Activator, and I find the best way to leave Activator is to use Control-D. Once you are back at the root of the project, you want to move into the project folder, which was created for you when you created this project and ran Activator. So CD into project folder, and now you'll want to create a plugins.sbt file. Inside of this file, you're going to want to add a single line. You want to say add SBT plugin, where you add the group com-typesafe.sbt eclipse, and then the project sbt eclipse plugin, and the version 3.0.0 as it currently stands. Once you have done this, save the file, return to the temp project folder, and then type activator again. This will reload the entire context of all of the information about this project, including what you just added. Now, if you type Eclipse at the command line inside of the SBT prompt, it's going to create the Eclipse project files for you so that you can open this project inside of Eclipse. If you use IntelliJ, IntelliJ has the ability to read your build.sbt file, and you don't need to do this step. To download Scala IDE, go to scala-ide.org, where you'll find the latest links to download the latest version of the IDE itself. Once you've done that, and you have the IDE local on your box, you can start the IDE, which will load Eclipse with the Scala IDE plugin as well. This may take a few minutes, but once it's up and running, you then have to add your project to the Package Explorer inside of Eclipse. Now, even though this is a brand new project, we've already created it inside of our shell session, and we need to import an existing project into Eclipse. To do that, we can either right-click inside the Package Explorer or go to the File menu and select Import. Once we've done that, this dialog should show up asking us what kind of project we want to import. We want to say in the General group that we want to bring in an existing project into our current workspace. We say Next, and then we have to select the location of our temp project that we were using. In my case, that's going to be on my desktop. I select the temp project, I say Open, and I should see in my projects view inside of Eclipse the simple Scala project that I created. When I say Finish, Eclipse is going to bring it into the Eclipse context. And now whenever I expand it, I'll see that there's a whole bunch of stuff here that was created for me, such as the location for where I want to put my Scala source files, any Java source files, any resource files such as configuration that we might be using. And then we also have locations for our test source files as well. If I want to create a class, I merely right-click on the source main Scala and I say New and select Scala class. And I can call that anything I want. For example, foo. And then the class will be created underneath that grouping.